Hey everybody, look at these awesome fall colors behind me. Nice and bright and autumnal. I wanted to talk today about this Cantina Sociale Cooperativa di Gattinara Vino Rosso. Here, I'll hold this right in front of the camera again for a moment. And so, I did a video last week about the Gattinara, the DOCG Gattinara. This is Vino Rosso, made by the same winery in Gattinara. So where the Gattinara DOCG was 100% Nebbiolo, this is a blend. This is a field blend. It's approximately 60% Nebbiolo, 30% Barbera, and then a little bit of Uva Rara and Vespolina blended in. But this is a legit actual field blend where all the grapes are harvested at the same time from the approximately like 35 different families with tiny little plots. What this comes from? I think they have about 5. This is about 5 hectares are the vineyards that this comes from. So 35 different families. So all these different tiny separate little plots that are planted with different stuff, all gets harvested over several days, goes into the winery and ferments with native yeast in temperature controlled cement and stainless steel tanks. It's like a 3-week long fermentation, and then it rests in cement tanks for a further like 9 to 12 months before it's prepared for release. And I'm gonna switch off between hands here. So it's impossible to say like exactly what the proportions are. It does smell like roses, which is not surprising since it is primarily Nebbiolo. There is also definitely some cranberry and some raspberry in it. It's sort of a dark, like deep red, sort of garnet color. Use the bottle of wine to push my glasses back up on my nose. Quick refresher, so Gattinara is high elevation in Piedmont, Alto Piemonte. Soils, there's like not a lot of flat land. It's pretty much all hilly and interesting different expositions. It's a lot of volcanic soil because the mountains here originally they were volcanic in whatever causation. They're old eroded volcanoes. So interesting, like rocky minerally vineyards. It's bright and clear and focused. Raspberry, cherry, some cranberry. In a way that I think it makes sense because it's a high elevation wine. But then on the mid palate, it gets more savory and salty. I'll just let that gust of wind go by. Autumn winds. Almost October. Yeah, it's focused and clear. It's fresh, it's uplifting, it has nice acidity. It's very smooth. There's a little bit of tannin on the finish, but it's like just enough to draw the wine down, draw out the finish. I get a nice raspberry flavor that lingers at the back of the wine after the finish, or that, is the finish. But that saltiness in the mid palate is really cool. Like the wine is, like I was saying, bright, clear, clean raspberry and stuff like that. But then you get this different dimension in the mid palate. It's like salty, savory, darker, rustic in taste, without this actually being a rustic wine. It's a great food wine. It's a great easy drinking wine. A lot of this supposedly is actually just sold from the Cantina to because they're right in downtown Gattinara. It's this geez. The winery has been here for over 100 years. 1908 is when they were founded. It's an underground, like, whatever, cellar in the center of town. But the cellar has probably was there since long before that. But so at least whatever that is, 112 years now that they've been here making wine. Basically the same way in this subterranean cellar in Alto Piemonte. Really lovely. Oh, right, yeah, so local villagers, a lot of it is sold by people just coming and filling up their jugs, filling up their tanks and stuff at the winery and just walking home to have it for dinner. And that's what this really is for. It's like a great, easy drinking, just dinner wine. Not super intense, but really, really nicely balanced, polished, integrated. I shouldn't say polished, because there isn't a lot of like active winemaking here, but it's a nice, integrated, balanced, like great, delicious drinking wine. I love it. Cool. Well, that's it. I'll see you later.